Why don't you just listen for a minute?
So, it's that time of year again, exam season. But this year there's a twist. It's not a normal exam season. The world stopped, unis have broken down, God knows what's happening in hospitals. Thanks to the NHS though, they're killing it, they're doing everything they can. But the topic of this video, and I'm hoping the reason why you clicked on this video, is how can we revise, how can we study in times like this? It's a bit of a sticky one. But for everyone who does have an assessment, I was like, listen, I figured out a plan, I figured something out, something's working for me. So let me share my tips and hopefully we can get there together and bang out our assessments. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Tip number one, that was two. Tip number one is have a set to-do list every day. In the morning, before you start work, before you get on with your day of studying, revising, doing work, have a set to-do list and make sure that with that to-do list you tell yourself you are going to complete everything on that to-do list. If not everything, all of it apart from one or two things if you have a big to-do list. And the reason I don't say block a day out, set specific hours to an assignment or a task is, well, this is for myself, that I find I cannot stick to a specific timetable. I find that my days are quite dynamic, so I don't block my days out. Instead, I set a optimistic but realistic to-do list. So I'll have 3 lectures a day, record a YouTube video and sort some stuff out for a side project. My second tip is more adapted to this whole quarantine situation, how university students have online assessments, online exams, open book exams. Focus on understanding rather than learning for the sake of it. Make sure you focus on that deeper understanding of your information. So instead of me making cue cards, using the blurt method, instead of actually memorizing, revising, I'm focusing on condensing my notes and understanding that information. So I've started making mind maps for each lecture to make sure everything's on one side of A4 or maximum 2 sides of A4. This will help because I understand the information more. I will start further reading, I'll Google something. So today it was something like the binding site of a specific motif is embedded between 2 hydrophobic patches, and I was like, why is this? Turns out for stability of the motif. That's just protein biochemistry, but make sure you focus on that deeper understanding so you can understand your topic and the context of your topics. Because I have an inkling with these, I don't know how these exams are going to go, but I'd rather know and be able to apply knowledge and understand context rather than just memorize information. With it being open book as well, I have condensed notes, so kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Tip number 2 leads on to my third tip. My third tip is mind maps, mind maps, mind maps. Mind maps have been so helpful this year for me with this lockdown situations, with everything being online now, because mind maps, like I said, everything's on 1 or 2 sides of A4 max. I'll show you. So this is protein biochemistry lecture on peptide bonds, alpha helices and beta sheets. Sounds basic because it was the introduction to a lecture series. But yeah, that whole 1 hour lecture is on 1 side of A4. I've even got space there. But yeah, this I can quickly scan through information during the open book assessment. If I forget a key fact, with the mind maps, you have everything on one side or two sides of A4, like I said. And during the open book assessment, if I forget a key fact, there, one or two sides of A4, I can quickly skim through. Well, I barely lose time. I'd do the same amount of time as me sitting there thinking, what's this key fact or what's this? Also, it is a form of revising because you're taking your lecture notes that you've had for the whole year, that you've had done in previous terms, and you're condensing it into your own words. And with the mind maps, a key factor for those mind maps is use symbols instead of words. So, therefore, if you've done A-level maths, you know the 3 dots is therefore the 3 dots in that triangle. Therefore, I still use that. Arrows. For arrows, what I'll do is I'll say an alpha helix is blah blah blah. I wouldn't say an alpha helix is, I'd say alpha helix, arrow, da-da-da. And it just saves space most of the time, because an arrow could be longer than it is, but it saves you words, which is key, because the more words you have, the harder it is to memorize, or the harder it is to understand. And condensing notes into your own condensed version is very effective. You need to understand in order to condense. So, that's my third tip. Mind maps and condense, and use symbols. My fourth and final tip is change up your work environment. At uni, at college, school, wherever you go or wherever you study, you're constantly in a new environment. I know I am. I change buildings from the life sciences school. I would go library to the university house to computer science. I just change buildings multiple times within a day, just so I'm in a new environment. While I change my surroundings, I go for a walk, refresh. Yeah, it's just a very effective way of staying focused for long periods of time. I'm lucky though that my room is always well lit because I have a big window, but I still change up my environment sometimes. Like when it was really sunny, I went outside into the garden and spent the day doing work there and came back in the evening. So yeah, changing up your environment is vital in my opinion, especially in this lockdown where we're cooped up in our house 24/7, literally 24/7. Mental health wise as well, it can refresh you. You're more likely to be focused for long periods of time. Those were 4 of my tips for revising well, studying well during these lockdown times, during this quarantine. 4 quick, effective, easy to implement tips, which is what I see to be essential for tips. Quick, easy to implement. Yeah. Hopefully this video helped you out. I hope you are staying safe, staying inside please, because the more we stay inside, the less chance of transmission. We're lowering the R0 value of the virus. There's the epidemiology for you. Stay inside, stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, mental health is top priority of everything. So it doesn't matter if you can't get into the mentality like what you're at a university. Just remember, do your best. In the end, that's all we can do. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, let me know about anything really in the comments. Let me know how's quarantine going, let me know how work's going, what videos you'd like to see. If you want to see more quarantine vlogs. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.